Alrighty guys, welcome back to another one. So I posted a video on those Federal 3-inch true ball slugs earlier this morning, and I actually had a few requests to do these Winchester PDX1 Defender 12 gauge slug plus double lot buckloads. Now it's not labeled PDX1 Defender anymore, however, if you look at the code, you can see PDX1 right there. I think they just changed the packaging. If I'm wrong, correct me. But since I had 3 or 4 requests to do this, some on Facebook and a couple on YouTube, that's what I'm going to do. Right here. I went to Dunham's in Russell, Kentucky, which is about 40 minutes from where I live in Grayson. And they had 1 box of these hidden in the very back of the shelf behind the Defender straight 1-ounce Foster slug. It looks like somebody was trying to hide this box, but I did manage to find it, and I got them. I paid almost $27 a box for this. This being somewhat of a high dollar shell, I decided to break out my fancy knife here. It's just a Rough Rider. Yes, it's a cheap knife, but it looks fancy. Normally I use my Imperial Barlow, but I've since decided not to cut these open because these do have a fold crimp on them, and I can just open these up with a pair of needle nose pliers and pull whatever's inside out just to save the haul. But better view of the box. Here's the front of it. Looks pretty cool. It's black, it's shiny. Red and black is my favorite color combo. I've seen a few reviews of these on YouTube. Matt Tyree has done a really good one. And these actually perform very well at home defense ranges, distances. But yeah, you can see 1150 FPS. This is a rifled slug plus double lot buck. This should be a 1 3/8 ounce payload. The slug weighs 1 ounce, and 3 pellets of double lot should be 3/8 of an ounce. We're very close to it, but I have some of my double lot in my pocket here to see if it really is a double lot. The back of the box says, when it comes to the safety of you and your family, choose the load that delivers the innovative threat-stopping power. I just want to mention that I don't really think you should be using slugs for home defense unless you really know what's behind your target, you have thought about all of it, and you know that no matter where the slug goes, it's not going to hit anything you don't want to damage or destroy. But my own personal beliefs, I don't think slugs are a good option for home defense at all. However, these are loaded to 1150 FPS, so the chances of anything like that happening are minimized, but I still wouldn't risk it. That's just me though. Here is what the shell looks like. Regular Winchester hull. It's imprinted with gold lettering, which actually looks really cool. Black and gold is a very good color combo. Just says Defender 2 3/4 inch 70mm. That's all it says on the hull. Something right there, but I think that's just rubbed off from another shell. These have, if the wind is bothering the camera, I apologize. The wind did just kick up, but these have the burned in crimp. They take something like a soldering iron, I don't know, and burn the middle of the crimp in to seal it. It basically weatherproofs it. That's cool to a non-reloader. To a reloader, that is a nuisance. Whenever you reload these hulls, that burned in place in the crimp right there almost never wants to close back up, and you have to come up with ways to seal that. It's not great, but it is what it is. Standard Winchester 209 primer, steel base, high brass, not that that matters. Brass height has nothing to do with the strength of a hull or pressure limits. And this is a hull that Winchester actually makes. It is not a Shadot. Winchester actually produces this one. Should be straight wall. So I have the shell opened up, the buckshot and the buffer is out, and yes, this load does have buffer. Imagine precision reloading spherical buffer, but larger. I'll show you a better view of that here in just a second. But yep, I just opened the crimp up with a pair of needle nose pliers. Very easy to do. Here is the buckshot. These are very shiny, very round. They look swaged, or at least, I don't know, something. Very good looking pellets though, Winchester. Here are the pellets that came out of this hull, all 3 of them. Together they weigh 0.348 ounces. Here's 3 pellets of my home cast 33 cal double lot, and these 3 of them weigh 0.358 ounces. So are they using 33 cal? Close to it anyway. And here's 3 pellets of unpowder coated 33 cal double-aught, and it comes out to 0.353. Here's the slug. It weighs 440 grains or 1.005 ounces, so a little bit more than an ounce. And here's the buffer. I believe this is called Grex buffer. Looks cool. And the entire payload weight, including the buffer and the buffer that was under the slug, is 1.41 ounces, which is just barely over ounce and 3/8 or 620 grains. Alright guys, it's time to see how this shell is put together, the rest of it anyway. You can actually look on the box right here and see how they claim it's put together anyway. But these videos are not live yet, but I've broke down a couple other slugs and a turkey load. And what's listed on the box is definitely not what's inside the shell. They sometimes manufacturers do false advertisement. I'll just say one of the popular turkey loads on the market, it claims it's a 2-ounce load, but the entire payload buffer and all was 1.83 ounces, so not even 1 7/8, and it claimed it was a 2-ounce load. But anyway, let's see what's in this right here. So it turns out what this is loaded with is accurate to what's in the box. That's pretty good. We have a plastic gas seal, not symmetrical. This side right here goes over the powder. It does have a powder cup. I did use a screw to pull this out, but we have next a 1/4 inch waxed hard card. You can see where the screw hole is. And a 1/8 inch nitro card. And again, the screw hole. That's fairly standard. Nice, easy components. The powder in this shell is 22.6 grains, and it looks like Winchester WSF. It does have a greenish yellow hue to it. However, WSF is way too fast of a burning powder for a load like this. And the shell does just have a plastic base wad. It is white, low base wad. You can see the primer is sticking up above the base wad. And again, it's just a standard Winchester 209. Let's put it back together now. When I crimp this, I think that burn in the middle of the crimp is going to prevent it from sealing back up properly. But I can take care of that. Well, guys, here's how the shell looks. I actually didn't even use a press to put this back together. I just pinched in the crimp with my fingers and hit it with a got bean too. The hole in the middle closed up well enough. I did put a dab of clear fingernail polish in it just to help seal it. But it looks pretty good. You can see that line in the plastic. That is from the needle nose pliers right there. I had to use those to pull the slug out. But it'll still chamber and shoot just fine. Overall, guys, I'm pretty excited to shoot these. I know Josh is too. We've been talking about these for a while. They've just been a little bit too expensive for us to really want to shoot. But since I had so many requests to do these, why not? But I think the recommended chokes for these is improved cylinder and cylinder bore. We'll test it through those, obviously, and we'll also test it through modified and full, just because why not? We'll do either 7 or 10 yards. This is a defensive load. No need to test it at long range unless you guys just really want to see that. If you guys heard that, my cats are chasing each other. Weirdos. But I think that's going to end this video here, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.